Welcome back. It's art time, class. Today, we're going to be drawing circles and turning them into spheres using the shading techniques we practiced last week. Let's get started. First, you'll need to find your art activity, circles into spheres. To find that, you're going to go up here to the three little bars, which is your main menu button. You can press on the gray A to open up the class, or you can click on the classes to see a list of your different classes. You can open up the activity by clicking circles into spheres right here, or you can open up by clicking the banner to see the class stream. Here, you'll see the assignment up at the top, circles into spheres. You'll also see the activity listed over here for upcoming activities. Go ahead and click on that. Here, you'll see the cue do review, and you'll see the writing prompt in case you need to refer to it later. Let's go ahead and open up the form. Let's read the cue do review together. The cue is what we're going to learn and why. We will draw along with the video. I will draw a circle, then turn it into a sphere using shading techniques. Because shading adds a lot to our art. The do is what you need to do for the lesson activity. Follow along with the video activity. Draw 4 circles and turn them into spheres using shading techniques. Draw 1 value box. The review is the writing prompt, and we'll see that on the last section. Go ahead and enter in your information here so you can get credit for all your hard work. I'm going to put art time as my first and last name, but you be sure to put your first and last name there. Let's say I'm in 4th grade. And then my homeroom, I'm going to put class, but you need to put your homeroom teacher's name there. Then click next. Here you'll see the video in case you need to review that. And you're going to see 2 questions for this activity. Let's do those questions together now. Circles are, circles are round, circles are flat, circles have no corners, circles are all of the above. Well, I think circles are round, I think they're flat, and I think they have no corners. So I'm going to put all of the above. Be sure to put all of the above. Second question, spheres. Spheres are round. Spheres are 3-dimensional. Spheres have no corners. I think all of the above. So here it goes over the only difference between circles and spheres in art is that circles are flat and spheres are 3-dimensional. Go ahead and click next after you clicked all of the above for both questions. Now it's going to go over our writing prompt. For 4th grade, you need to write around 4 sentences. Some students have accommodations to do less or to do more. So keep that in mind when you're doing your writing. The vocabulary words are right here. Please be sure to include, let's see, a 4th grader would include at least 2 vocabulary words. Those words are line, shape, form, value, circle, and sphere. For my bilingual students, in Spanish, shape and form are spelled exactly the same. In English, shapes are 2-dimensional and they are drawings. Forms in art are 3-dimensional. So shapes are flat, and then forms is when you take that flat shape and you make it 3-dimensional on your drawing. We'll do that together in a moment. Let's go over the questions so you can think about them while you do your drawing. What are circles and spheres like? So this question is for you to describe circles and spheres. You can follow the sentence stems, circles are blank, spheres are blank, or you can make up your own sentence. This question, how did you turn circles into spheres? This question is to explain your use of line when you're turning circles into spheres. You can fill in this sentence stem, I used blank to turn circles into spheres, or you can make up your own sentence. This question, why did you add the details that you did at the end? This is to examine and identify the shading techniques you added when you added your details. You can follow the sentence stem, I added blank because blank, or you can answer it and make up your own sentences. The last question is really a GT question, really gets you thinking. Write your details and design instructions for others to follow along to create the same details. For this question, you can imagine yourself trying to teach a younger brother or sister or cousin how they would do this drawing in your own words. Again, you don't have to answer all of these questions. It says here, answer one or more questions below. So if you answer this one question and that's all of your sentences, that's okay. If you do just one sentence for each question, that's okay. Each grade has a different writing expectation, and each student in each grade might have more or less to do. So keep that in mind. Once you're done with all that, you can go ahead and submit down here. And when you're done at the very top, you're going to click this X to exit out. That's going to leave you back to the lesson. Here you have the cue to review and the questions in case you need to go over those again. Now it's time to work on our drawing. Let's check it out. So here I have the different shading techniques we practiced last week, and I have some paper, pencil, and an eraser. You do not need to fill up your paper with your drawing. You need to spend a smaller amount of room on your paper, probably 1/2 or 1/4 of your paper for your drawing. You need to do 4 circles and 1 value box. For your value box, go ahead and use the line here, and it's really going to be a rectangle, not a box. On one end of your value box, it's going to be very dark. On the other end of your value box, it's going to be super light. So think of this as white and think of this as black, and then gray in between. So start by going dark and then going lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. I'm going to go back in another direction. So I'm going to go dark, lighter, 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 and lighter. So over here I have very dark to very light. This is a value box. It's really a rectangle, but you can still call it a value box. All right, down below I'm going to do a couple circles. I want you to start 1, 2, 3 lines down for your circles. Do 1 circle here. Do your next circle on the second line. And do your 3rd circle on the top line. And for your 4th circle, make it a little bit bigger. You want to leave room above and below it. So make this about 2 line size. Okay. Now we're going to add these different values to create shading, shadows, and turn these circles into spheres. You can use any of these techniques, whichever one you liked. I'm going to be using contour line the most. I might do some scribbling. We'll see. The first 3 circles are very similar.
You're going to start little bitty lines here. Okay, do the next one. Darker down there. And then the last one. So I'm drawing a little bitty line, like a little low U, circling around just a little bit. Okay. Now to give these 3 circles a shadow to really make them look like spheres. So the first one, you're going to draw the shadow touching the circle. Be sure to color it in the darkest shade. That's one sphere. The next sphere, your shadow is going to be in the same spot. This time you're going to do a little oval underneath it. Be sure to color it in the darkest shade. The last circle, we're going to put the shadow right where the other shadows were on the line, coloring in really darkly to give it shade. Now it should look like you have 3 circles, one that looks like it's sitting on its shadow, one that looks like it's hovering up a little bit, and then one that looks like it's hovering up a lot. All right, now for our last circle, this will be the hardest part of the drawing. We're going to draw and use this line right here, and underneath it, around the circle, we're going to go that really dark color. And then inside, we're going to do something similar as we were doing before. It's like a little U. That's your really dark, that's your core shadow. We're going to go a little lighter. You want to leave a little bit open right there. That's your reflective light, what we call that. Start bringing that color around. So I'm using contour line because the circle shape really helps keep it looking like a sphere. Okay. With your eraser, you want to do a little dot. I'm going to do this right here. This is called additive reductive. When you color in a little, and then you go back with an eraser and erase it. So you add in a little color, and then which is the additive. Then you take it away with the eraser, which is the reductive part. And then on top, above this, you're going to go really dark. You can kind of lighten it up down over here if you'd like. Got this like weird line right there. You can take that part away. Being a little messy when I drew my circle. Ooh! Well, that's making it look really good. And I'm done. Now I can go back and look at those questions if I need to. I'm going to go ahead and start doing some important information here at the top. My first and last name. Be sure to put your first and last name here. Don't put art time. Put your name there. You could put the word circle, spheres. I'm going to put the word... I'm so strong. I did a hole in my paper. I'm going to do the word value as the title. And then today's date is 9. Oh my goodness. 23/20. Okay. For the questions, let's see. I'm going to fill in the sentence stems. Circles are flat. Thinking about those questions earlier, they kind of answered this. Spheres. Oh my goodness. Spheres are round. I could say, round and 3D. That's 3-dimensional. If you can write out 3-dimensional, that's super. I can't spell that without looking. I'd have to look that up. And I could if I had my my questions open. But in art class, you don't get any points taken off for misspelling. You don't get any points taken off for grammar being off and wrong. You just have to try, and you get all the credit for it. Let's see, I got 1, 2. I could do another sentence. I used contour. Since I have it right here, I'm going to spell it correctly. Lines to turn circles into spheres. Forgot the E. I misspelled it. And I have my computer open with the question, so I should be able to spell that correctly. There we go. And then I added shadows because it looks cool. Yeah, I could do an exclamation point. Yeah. Let's take a picture of this and turn it in. Now that I've got all that done, whew, that was a lot of good work. You're going to need to go to a certain spot on your computer. Let me show you where it is. So all the way over here at this bottom corner, you're going to see something. That's your start button. It might not look like mine. It actually probably looks more like this over here. Okay. So that circle right there, you're going to click that circle and you're going to see a menu pop up that looks something like this above my cursor. And you're going to need to go into that search bar and type in camera. You should see the camera application and click on that camera application. For me, I click on this right here and I can see the camera application. Right above my head right there. That's where I see the camera application for my computer. Okay. For your computer, it's going to look like this thing right here. All right. Now that I have the camera going, I'm going to go ahead and take a picture. Let's see if I can make that like that. Yay! I like that. Looks great. All right. Go ahead and close out that camera. And you're going to go up here to add or create. You're going to click on this all the way up here at the top. When you click on that, you need to add a file. That's this guy right here. You're going to need to go to upload, 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 upload. That's this one right here because you have to get it from your computer. It's not in the drive. This is what's 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 on the computer. You need to go to this part because that's what's on the computer. And then you're going to click browse, click browse, click browse. Okay, look at that. Let me move my cursor. Did that just for you guys. All right, once you click browse, you're going to see a folder open up. This folder might have some items already listed on it. At the top, you're going to see your picture, and you'll know it's the right picture because the date and time will match for when you took that picture. If you don't see it, you might need to look over here. You'll see the word picture or the word images. Click on that picture, click on that images, whatever folder it might be under. And then you'll see it here at the top with the date. Click on that and open. Once it loads, you're going to be able to click the turn in button and turn it in. Yay! Great job, guys. You just created your first spheres, your first three-dimensional drawing. Till next time, class, keep being creative.